So here's my mindset about it all. Yes, it's true. This trade is not confirmed. This Colton Parayko to Buffalo deal is not fully finalized, and there may be some extra assets, there may be some extra pieces, but I'm going to go out there and make this video regardless because it seems like we have a Utah Mackenzie Weegar trade that is also going to go down. So there's no time to wait around. Baby, let's talk about Colton Parayko and the Buffalo Sabres. We have an almost trade to announce. Darren Dreger tweeted this out. It's believed that Colton Parayko to Buffalo is going to happen. Things are being finalized. The player needs to approve, etc. It sounds like Radim Mrtka and a first-round pick will be a part of it. Now again, at the time of recording this audio, we don't know if it's just Mrtka and a first. We don't even know if Parayko is going to go to Buffalo. As tweeted out by Prank Saravelli over here, take a look at this. As Drigger reports, the Blues and Sabres have a framework of a trade in place. However, at this exact moment, Parayko has not made a decision yet on whether to waive his full no-trade clause. He has been presented with the option. The odds are he says yes, but he's not there yet. So, from Colton Parayko's perspective, there is still the possibility that he flat out just rejects this entire thing, says no, and stays in St. Louis. That's a possibility here. Again, full trade details are non-existent. We don't know specifically if this is going to go down or what it actually looks like. But because of that Mackenzie Weegar to Utah deal, we have to go out there and rush around making multiple videos on the day. This is a big one. Let's talk about Colton Parayko, Radim Mrtka, and a first-round pick, though, shall we? Colton Parayko is 32 years old, 6'6", 229, right-handed defenseman. Signed on till the end of 2030, making $6.5 million a year. He's on a pretty reasonable deal for the quality of play he provides. He has been a consistent 25 to 30-point scorer with the Blues the past few years. Although this season he's only got 14 points in 58 games played. St. Louis is not really doing out too hot. A lot of players on that team are struggling to score points, so Colton Parayko, unfortunately, has just gotten lumped in with all of that non-productivity. But Parayko is a big dude. He is a physical, shot-blocking defenseman. He also was a part of Team Canada at the Olympics, had 6 games played and 0 points, but then again, it's very rare to see defensemen for Team Canada scoring points these days, unless your name is Cale Makar. Otherwise, Colton Parayko going over to Buffalo significantly improves that Buffalo D-core, assuming the Sabres are not sending over anything on their roster. Radim Mrtka is a prospect. A first-round pick is a pick. So if the Sabres are straight up just adding Parayko to a D-core that already includes Samuelsson, Dahlin, Owen Power, Bowen Byram, and the like, that is just a really big upgrade for whatever third or second pairing defenseman you wanted to have on that team. Now, because Parayko is a quality defenseman, and because it doesn't look like Buffalo is sending over any roster assets at the moment, the price is big. And this is where some Sabres fans may get a little bit antsy about this trade, because Radim Mrtka is a pretty good prospect. 6'6", 218, right-handed defenseman. He's 18 years old, so essentially the profile that Parayko has, Radim Mrtka also has. 6'6", right-handed D, Colton Parayko, 6'6", right-handed D. Mrtka, on the other hand, is playing for the Seattle Thunderbirds in the WHL, and this season he has gotten himself 29 points in 35 games played. Last season he had 35 points in 43 Thunderbirds games and was a part of the Czech U18 team. While it's true that Mrtka doesn't have super high point production potential, it looks like, Colton Parayko was never in that same boat either. So if you have Radim Mrtka, if this guy ends up becoming a Colton Parayko light kind of player, you're probably happy with that overall development. It's why he was taken 9th overall by the Buffalo Sabres back in the 2025 NHL Entry Draft. If you take a look at the Elite Prospect Scouting Guide, they listed Radim Mrtka's NHL comparable as Marcus Pettersson. So that's kind of the defenseman you're getting, a versatile two-way guy who can maybe contribute some offense once in a while, but whose bread and butter is going to be in his own zone, disrupting play, blocking shots, and being physical. Let's head over to the Buffalo Sabres subreddit because a lot of these guys are freaking out over here. Again, this trade is not confirmed. There could be some other assets going over to Buffalo. There can be some other things going over to St. Louis. But a lot of folks are going out there. Firstly, they're pointing out Radim Mrtka's very disdained look when he was drafted by Buffalo. That's something. I'm not happy about trading Mrtka. I would have hoped for a first plus a lesser prospect. Oh well, this is going to be an interesting run. I'm locked in and ready for the ride. The Buffalo Sabres are buyers. You don't need Mrtka, and you don't need a 2026 first-round pick. You are going with Dahlin, Power, Sammy until 2030. Kesselring flopped as long-term Power's partner, and Byram will be gone next season. And depth on defense is always a good thing to have. This is clearly a move to think about the 2030 D-core. This other reply says it's a terrible trade, but at least the Sabres are adding without removing anyone currently on the team. AZ Anime Fan says it's a good deal. Mrtka is another 2 or 3 years away from the NHL, and while he is big, he doesn't play like it. Furthermore, nothing says he'll make the jump. From what I've seen, he looks a bit slow. He's the classic maybe, maybe not prospect who, to be honest, if he was good enough to play in the league, would be playing in the league right now. Because we need a right-shot defenseman. We just added a top 4 guy to a team filled with top 4 guys, and a righty to boot. Who cares about that first-round pick? The only way this turns out to be a bad deal is if Parayko's back isn't healed up from whatever was bugging him this year. And by the way, he was on Team Canada at the Olympics. So Kyrou is coming over too, right? Bit of a steep price for what we're getting over here. Guys, the trade sucks, but we get what we've needed. This signals that we are all in. Clearly, Hockey Ops sees this team competing past the first round. This is very good news. We don't need picks or prospects right now. And then, Sergeant Pumpernickel says this, a high-value prospect and a first for a 32-year-old with a moderate-length contract? Brandon Bean make this deal? Screw that. You're acting as if we didn't just acquire a defenseman from Team Canada. So that seems to be where a lot of Sabres fans are diverging on opinions on this trade. It's an upgrade on the team itself, absolutely. Assuming it is just these assets involved, Radim Mrtka and a first for Colton Parayko, assuming you don't shell out anything else, then you're just upgrading the team, straight up. You are buying. You are making a push for the future in this playoff run. You are trying to come back into the Stanley Cup Playoffs with style for the first time in 15 years. You don't need picks and prospects for what you're going to accomplish in this upcoming run. The Sabres are willing to go that distance. And Jarmo Kekalainen, we've always known that he has some balls, man. He is interested in going all in when he can. This seems like that kind of move. Whether or not there is another trade or a Jordan Kyrou or something that can be added to this idea here. I mean, Robert Thomas was also talked about with Buffalo. It doesn't seem like that is going to go down at the moment. I'm just going to upload this video the way it is, talking about the Colton Parayko report over to Buffalo. We'll make a video as well about Utah and Mackenzie Weegar too. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section about Parayko and the Sabres. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.